All right, all right, all right. Hello, hello. Welcome. This is the second episode of my exploration through Jetpack Compose. I'm building a travel application based on a design I found on Dribble. And I just really want to get my feet wet on how Compose works, learn the ins and outs of it, and really just apply what I've read online on an actual playground project so that I can refine my skills in that area. Let me go over to the design that we're going to build. So here it is. Here's the design. We can see that this is a basic design for a travel application, and we've only gotten started. This is the second episode, so not much progress has been made. We're still on the first screen here, and we've designed the header part, so this card here, and then below where it has a basic swipeable row of filters and then actual destinations. This kind of part, this is all very much still work in progress, and we're going to continue our work on that today. Now, there's a couple things compared to the end of the first stream that I did. So I had a couple problems, and I managed to solve all of them. So first problem that I had was that I wasn't able to look at the source code for Jetpack Compose. Turns out that there's an actual bug in the latest versions of Android Studio where the sources wouldn't be downloaded. And I was able to fix that by downloading an older version and then just opening this project on that older version and then just opening it again on the newer version. So now the sources are downloaded, which is nice. And if we want to, we can look at the source code for an actual built-in composable function. So that's nice. Other than that, let me actually build the app in parallel to me explaining the changes from last time. Just so that we know where we are. I had a problem with the custom typeface that I imported, where the padding on the top and bottom was way too much. I ended up just choosing a different typeface altogether. I couldn't get the first typeface that I had. I couldn't get that to not include all this font padding. So I chose a different font now. Let me actually look it up which one that is. Yeah, I'm using Rubik now. I used to use Noto Sans, and that just didn't really work out. So now the vertical paddings should be a bit less insane. Let's just put it that way. So that was the second thing that I had. And the third thing I had was I could not for the life of me get the navigation icon to show in my top app bar. So whenever I wrote the top app bar composable and I used this property here, it would just be highlighted red and it wouldn't compile, and I had no idea why. I couldn't figure it out on stream. I kind of did now. So what I had was I basically had the code written like this, where it had a trailing lambda, and apparently if you use that version of top app bar, then you cannot use navigation icon. So I just removed the lambda, and then it used a different overload of the top app bar composable, which then has the navigation icon. So that's nice. I hope that going forward, now that I can actually see the source code for Compose, I'll be able to notice things like that more easily. Okay. Yeah, so this is still building. Gradle is still doing its thing. I want to have a look at what the current state is before I jump in, because I think I'm going to move back to the top bar now that I can actually use it. I want to style that so that, hold on, going back to the browser. I actually want to have the icons on the top left. I want to have that grid icon show up, and I want to have the search icon on the top right. They're not going to do anything. It's not part of the scope of this design, but for now I just want to design it as given by this image. So I'm going to do that, and then I will continue with the filters probably, and then move down to the actual image loading part. So I actually want to load some remote images in and put those into cards as well. So I've started creating an abstract kind of like generic horizontal component here, because the list of filters here and the list of top traveler picks, for instance, those looks very similar. So we have a header, title text, and then below we have a horizontally scrolling row. And I built a composable function that can just work with different types of content for its children. And this is by no means sophisticated or anything, but it'll get the job done for now, I think. And I hope to be able to, if not finish this first screen, then at least get the images for the actual places to load in remotely to show up in this grid. I want to do something about the paddings of these, and yeah, I hope it's gonna be a lot of good progress today. All right, so thanks, mail. That's not an invasion of my privacy or anything. Any of you have the bug where mail just opens randomly? Hate it. Okay, yeah, it's still building. I'm really not liking the build times whenever OBS is running, but I hope this is going to be over soon, because it's not really a complicated app and it takes forever to build. All right, yeah, well, that's doing its thing still. Let us actually jump into the top bar already. So we have the top bar showing a white background. It's not elevated at all. And we have a grid icon on the left and then a search on the right. So we are using navigation icon.sgrid, which should be the 9 dots. Let's see. Yeah. All right, so here's the 9 dots, and then I also have the other icon. I think those are called actions on the app bar itself. At least there's actions here. So I guess I'm trying to emit an icon for the search here. So I think I call it IC search. I think that should work. Or maybe it's magnify. Hold on. Not sure. Let's see if this resolves. Okay, yeah, it is magnify. Okay. Alright. Alright, I finally finished building this very simple app in 5.5 minutes. Jesus. I gotta make a note next time to build this before I start streaming. Okay, putting up visor. I think this should be visible. Oh, it's a bit small. Hold on, let me make this bigger. Okay. All right, and then retry. Here we go. Okay, so we can see this is the progress that we currently have. I see here that the top bar has a kind of like a shadow. I don't want to have a shadow because the design does not have a shadow. It's all flat. So we're gonna look at how we can remove the shadow. Text itself, again, you can see the typeface is different. It looks a bit different to the design, but I wasn't given the actual typeface, so that's what I gotta deal with. And then here we have the scrolling row actually. The paddings don't work currently, like the outside padding on the left, that works, but the in-between paddings, they don't. And the end padding is okay again. So we're gonna have to do something about that. Because I don't want to pad the entire thing, because these items should cut all the way to the left edge of the screen. So I don't want to indent them all. But yeah, okay, so that's what it looks like now. I'm gonna get to the top bar first. Let's do it. Okay, so the icon was already visible, so that works. I wanna see, can I tint this? I think I can tint this. Gotta be a color or tint color, anything. autocomplete, please. Okay, there is tint, so that is good. So let me give it a tint of primary, which should be the it should be the teal-ish kind of color that we had. So it should have been either light teal or teal, I'm not sure which it is. So in the theme, we're using light teal for the primary. Okay, and then teal is the primary variant. Okay, in that case, let us use primary for the tint. And then of course, the search has the same tint, so we can just copy and drag this down for that icon as well. Okay. Gotcha. So another thing that I noticed is the top app bar in the design is a bit padded, whereas the composable is not padded at all. So let me see if I can... Well, it has a modifier, has a content color. It has an elevation, and the default value is top app bar elevation. So I guess that's what makes the shadow appear, I'm guessing. So let us try using a modifier of padding. It's padded the same horizontally as the others. So I'm wondering if I should... yeah, I should just give it 32 dips horizontal, I think. And then title is empty because there's no title here. Because I think that was another one, another point of error. If I don't specify this, it uses the other overload or something. Oh, maybe not. Okay, maybe not. Okay, and then what's the last thing? Horizontal padding. Oh yeah, elevation. Let's just do 0 dips. And let's actually look at the source. I'm so happy that I can finally do this. So top app bar elevation is the default value here. And that is 4 dips. Okay. Got it. So by setting this to 0 dips, it should not have a shadow. At least that's what I'm expecting. So we'll see. Oh, here we go. Here it is again. It says it cannot resolve this overload. So now I'm back to my point of failure from last time. So I have to give it a title. It has to have the title composable, even if I don't emit anything. It has to be there, otherwise it won't compile. Okay, that's better. And so much faster to build. Okay, and here it is. Okay. I mean, it is to spec insofar as the icon is indented enough. Well, it's actually indented a bit too much. But in general, it just looks weird. I think I'm gonna give the top app bar a bit of vertical padding as well. Not as much, let's do 8 dips on either end. Let's reformat this. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, that's a bit better. I feel like these icons are too small. I feel like they're a bit too small. Like compare this to this. Actually, let me put visor in here as well. Hold on. So you can see it at the same time. So you can see here, like these icons at the top here, they're huge, at least much bigger than they show up on device on the screen. They gotta be much bigger. And I think I wanna just reduce the horizontal padding just a tad for anything on the screen. I think 32 is too much. I'm gonna do 16. I'm gonna do bigger icons on the top, and I'm also taking the time to add back the vertical padding in that welcome aboard box at the top, because now with the new typeface there's hardly any margin between the paragraphs, and I want to reintroduce that. Okay, going back, turning off visor, and then moving back to the code. We want to just in general, I want to make a val here for the side padding, because I don't want to retype it all over the place. And then I will just replace any mention of 32 dips with side padding. Okay. So now I can change it uniformly across the screen. Right. Transparent top bar. Vertical 8 dips is okay. Icon size, I think I want to put into dimensions. Oops. Dimensions block as well. Then I have, I don't know, top app bar icon size. Maybe I'm gonna outsource this into its own file, because there's other icons on the other screens with the same size. So I might put this into a different file, but for now it's okay. I want to see what is the default size of these icons. I guess it's whatever the vector asset says and advertises. That's what I'm assuming anyway. It doesn't say anything here. But these are like 24, I think. Yeah, 24 dip. I guess that's just what they use. In that case, let's go 48. I want to make them real big. I want to see if that's too much. Okay. So I'm guessing this is a modifier, just like a preferred size modifier on the icon. That should work, hopefully. So, like this. And then move it down to the other one. Alright, let's build. Okay, that did not work. Horizontal padding is less now, and I think I prefer it. I do like the vertical padding in the app bar. I think the spacing looks okay, but it did not pick up the icon size. So I guess preferred size is not gonna stretch an icon. What else do we have with size? Oh, we have size. So I'm not sure what the preferred size and size difference is. Let's see, does it say anything here? Okay, so this says declare the size of the content to be exactly the given value, width and height. The incoming measurement constraints will not override this value. Okay, so what is preferred size then? See preferred size to set a preferred size, which is only respected when the incoming constraints allow it. Okay, not sure what that means. But let's try with size instead of preferred size. Nah, it's still the same. It's still very much looking exactly the same. Okay. Maybe I can give the vector resource itself the size. No, doesn't look like it. Okay, effect used to load a vector asset from an Android resource. Useful for currying top level properties such as its intrinsic width and height. To be able to size components based off of its dimensions appropriately. So how do I give an... Oh god. I just accidentally command queued. My entire Android Studio just bailed. Alright then. Moving quickly back to the face cam just for a minute. Hold on. I'm sorry for that. Okay, and we're back. Okay, so yeah, how do I make an icon be bigger? So what if I approach this from like the view world? Image view has a scale type, right? And I guess if I had a really big image view and a very small icon, then it would only acknowledge that entire size if I set its scale type to like, I don't know, center inside or center crop even. So I'm thinking maybe there's something similar here. Do I have a thing like scale type on modifier? Not this. Do I have like center, like scale, crop? I wonder how this works. So, what is height in? Is that for like dynamic height between two values? That's cool. No. Okay. Google it is. Jetpack compose icon size. How do I make this icon bigger? Okay, here's something on image, but I'm using icon, so this has content scale. No. But But actually, that's a good point. Maybe scale matrix. Maybe there's something on icon itself. No. Oh, here, default icon size modifier. Default icon size for icons with no intrinsic size information. They do use preferred size, at least for the painter overload. Okay, maybe I have to give both or something? Let me try that, just for the navigation icon. No. Okay, same effect. Oh, hold on. Now I read this to do. To do, consider allowing developers to override the intrinsic size and specify their own size that this icon will be forced to take up. Oh. So I guess you cannot do that right now, at least with icon. Well, that explains it. So I guess I am using the right things here. It's just that they're not picked up because of this to do and like a bug, or at least not really a bug, but a thing that is not implemented right now. Okay, let's see. Can I use image instead? Okay, well, I'm looking at a thing. No, it doesn't exist anymore. Okay, I was looking at a blog post. Maybe it's just the way it's gotta be. Maybe it's just the way it is right now. I cannot use anything more than 24 dips, and I don't really, I'm not feeling like. Yeah, I am feeling like just copying this. Because I feel like some of the ethos of Compose is also that you can copy paste and then modify things, because all the composables are just made out of smaller composables. You can just take something and modify it slightly to fill your needs. And I guess time has to tell if that's a good approach or if that leads to just slightly modified code copied all over the place. Sounds potentially terrible, but we'll see. We'll see how it works. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a common.kt here, and I'm doing my own icon implementation. Let's see. Let's do. I don't know. Let's do app bar icon actually. Fun app bar icon, and then I'm just going to basically copy this definition here. Import all the things. Okay, that should be it. And I also need to copy this thing here, which honestly I'll probably inline because I only need the vector version for my needs. So I'm just going to do this. And then remove this to do. Default size 4. I'm going to copy this over. And then my default size 4 is just going to be a bigger value, 48. And then this used to be a vector painter. All right, with the asset inside. And then, Oh, well. And this is put in a box with a tint color applied to it as the color filter. Yeah, okay. Let's try. Let's try. So let's use my own version, app bar icon. App bar icon. Import. Okay. Let's see if this is now bigger. I guess this only works for unspecified intrinsic size. And the vector icons do have a size, so maybe I'll just change the icon XML, honestly. It would be nice to know that there's a more versatile solution. Yeah, I'm not going to show visor, it's still the same. Okay, let's revert this back. And just change the XML itself. Dots grid. It's gonna be a 48 dips. Not 38. 48. And then the same for magnify. Not a fan of this, but it's okay. Probably need to size them down now. Okay, still the same. I thought that was enough. Like they're now moved to the edge. Oh yeah, you can see that here too. Dang it. I thought it was as easy to as just specifying. Well, I guess you have to scale the path too. Okay. As far as I know, there's no way to manipulate this in Studio. So let me see if I can download a... No, cannot. Okay. Well, it's 24 then. Just gotta deal with it. It's gonna be 24. That's the end. Alright, let's continue on. I wanna change the padding in the header now. So I'm putting up visor as soon as it shows up. Need to try the connection here. Okay, here we are. Okay, let's add a bit of spacing. So 4 dips is too little. It's not enough. So this looks more like at least double that. So let's try 8. See if that works. Okay, yeah, looks better. There is more top and bottom padding in general. So if we compare these two, the design has like the in-between padding looks okay. Still could be a bit more, I think. But like horizontally it needs more, and also vertically it needs more. So let's real quickly do that. So I am going to give this column more padding. So this has 16 dips. This could be an easy 32. And that's a horizontal 42. And I'm gonna use even more vertically. Let's do 36. It's not much difference, but it's a bit more on the top and bottom. Okay, better. That is definitely better. Could be a bit less on the sides. So let's do 24 horizontal, 36. Let's do 24 horizontal and 32 vertical. And then I'm gonna go to the next part, which is the selection box. Yeah, so header card can go away. Top bar can go away. And then for the filters, we are just gonna make a variable here so that I'm not annoyed by all of these. Filter list, whatever. It's gonna be the items here. Okay. So this, oh, here's something that was deprecated. I also updated to Jetpack Compose Alpha 4. And apparently this deprecated content gravity. Which brings me here, which is not really where I need to be. Content gravity, hello? Okay, why is this deprecated? Oh, type alias is deprecated. Use alignment instead. Okay. I shall do that. Right, so first up, the boxes for the filters are a little too big on my implementation. So I gotta be a bit smaller, and I gotta figure something out with all this padding, because that solution that I had works, but I want the side padding, and you can see that here as well in the design. The side padding, leftmost of the first item and rightmost of the last item, that's bigger than the in-between padding. So it's gotta be a different way of implementing this than I have. So right now I have, in the horizontal section, I have a inner padding value that's being passed in. And this is used for the title. So for the where do you want to go? That's okay. And then for the scrollable row though, it's put before the first item and then also in between each of the children. And then at the end after the last one too. And that works, but it doesn't really give us independent spacings in between the items. So I want to see if there's something built in for... There's content padding. That looks interesting, potentially. Let's see. Content padding. Convenience param to specify padding around content. This will add padding for the content after it has been clipped, which is not possible via modifier param. Okay. Okay. I'm not entirely clear on what that means. But let's try it out. I wanna see, this is a dip, right? Yeah. I wanna give this inner padding and then remove everything else in this list. Wait, what? Oh. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I give it start. I'm just gonna give it start and end. Okay, I see what this does now. That's actually very helpful. So this is content padding here. There's no padding at all between the items because I removed everything. The spacers are now gone. And content padding itself is enough to put something before the first and also after the last item. So that's perfect. That's actually perfect. That's exactly what I needed. So I can, in the child content, create the padding as needed. But maybe I'll make the horizontal section take in, hold on. Maybe I'll make this actually, I reword this to content padding as well. And then I'm gonna add child padding, dip, and that's gonna be 0 dp by default. This is also gonna be 0 dp by default. With title and items. Yeah, I think that's good. I'm wondering what's... Oh, accidental semicolon. Okay. So we're gonna use content padding for the outside, and then inside between the children, we're gonna use the child padding. So how do I weave this into the... Well, I guess after the... I'm gonna do it like this. So this for loop will go through all the items and call the child content composable function with the respective item and index. Then after I'm doing that, I need to add more space unless that was the last item. So I'll just do a quick if here and say if the index, well, I guess if the index is smaller than item size, then I'm emitting the spacer, and spacer has modifier of padding. Honestly, just in one... Oh, actually, hold on. Width is probably better to use here than padding. And this needs to be size -1. So if I have 3 items, indexes 0, 1, and 2, then the last index is number 2. And after 2, we don't need any more padding. So if the index is smaller than 2, then we apply it. Otherwise we don't. Yeah, looks okay. So let's see. Here we have content padding and we do child padding, and let's give it just a bit, just 4 dips. Let's see how it looks. All right. Yeah, that looks perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, and now we can tweak this. Now we can make this whatever we want, honestly. Oh, I'm just looking at the search icon and it's still off. Hold on, I didn't change this back to 24. Okay. Now I'm wondering if I should reinstate a bit of the horizontal padding. I'm going to change it from 16 to 24, and then I'm going to do the in-between padding and give that 16. Because this is pretty spacey. So there's a lot of space to the left of all. And then in between the items, that's more than 8 dips, I think. That's like 12 or even more. Let's try 12, to be honest. Yeah, let's try 12. Okay. So, side padding, gonna bump that up to 24. And then child padding, I'm gonna go with 12. Let's build that. Actually, I might want to move to using the preview annotation a bit more. Oh, it's hidden by chat. So I'm not sure. Then again, I think I can, for now, remove the chat window, just hide it. Because it's just pretzel rocks right now, who's spamming it. Yeah, I think that's okay to do for the time being. Yeah, that's good. That looks alright. I want to deal with the grayed edges so that the round edges are actually like working. Just gonna do that real quick by, where is it? Surface, I think it was. I think we had a surface earlier, yeah, where it says color transparent. I wonder if I should just make the surface color by default, like transparent by default. I'm not sure what I'm gaining by specifying it as gray in the theme if both instances that I have so far are like transparent. I'm just gonna do it. It's gonna be color transparent. Then I can remove it here, and then I don't need to edit down below. Okay, once more. That's it. Okay, yeah, looking good. The color is off. And also all of them are green. And that shouldn't be the case. They should be gray unless they're selected. Which goes into state and actually keeping track of state. I also do need to add the other icons. So I think I'm gonna flesh out the data class for holding the filters. I'm gonna do that now. Associate all of them with their correct icon, and then I'll change the color of the selection and then implement the state for it. Okay. Right, so let's move to the models. Let's just do data class place filter. Or like, the thing is we have all, and then we have the individual, like beach, forest, mountain. It kind of implies that when I select beach and forest, that everything else is hidden, but then when I click all, then that has a different like meaning, because everything else is going to be deselected then. So I'm wondering if I should make this a sealed class and treat the all filter differently. So maybe I should maybe do something like this. Make this a sealed class, introduce all as a special marker, and then have special marker, and then have something like it still needs, okay, so all of them need a name and an icon. So they're gonna all have a name and an icon asset. And then I have all, which is text resource, I suppose. Can I use this here? No. Damn it. I could use it here, can I? Wait, oh, string resource. Yeah, it's string resource. Not sure if I can use this here. It's probably not gonna work. Come on. What's wrong? Yeah, string resources are composable. Alright then. And it makes sense because it needs the ambient to grab the current context. So I'm wondering if I should make this an emitter or something. Like, do something like this. Just make this a composable function. And then I have this, and then I can do string resource all I want here. And I don't have this right now, but that would be filter all. And then icon would be, I guess the same goes for vector resource. I can't just use that. Yes, same. Not sure if this is the right approach, but it's no vector asset. But I'm gonna go with it. I'm just gonna try. That's gonna be drawable, and then it's gonna be like the box grid large, maybe. Yes. No, there's no real point in doing this. Like the model thing, like the model package should not have a knowledge of these things. So I'm gonna, for now, just plop them in here. I don't think I need the filters on any other screen, so it's whatever. I'm gonna do it like this, just real quick. Name, and then val icon, yeah, vector acid. And this is going to be just a drawable resource. Wait, now that I'm doing this... Oh. I could have just done this. Okay. And then I'm gonna quickly introduce all of these to strings.xml. Oh, there's still a lot of auto-generated CRUD here. Might as well remove that. All right, so split this out. And I'm gonna quickly type out all of these filters, and then we'll continue. Oh, I got them twice. Okay. Okay. that should be good enough. The rest I can do manually. Okay, alright, let's associate these with their icon. So beach is an umbrella. Did I really misspell it? Okay, that's better. So that was an umbrella. Forest is like a tree. Mountain is an actual mountain. And city. Not sure I downloaded an icon for city. Did not. Okay, let me grab a few icons for desert, city, and dystopia. Alright, here's city. Here's a palm tree for desert, I guess. And here's a robot arm. Couldn't think of anything more dystopian than that. Okay, so palm tree and robot. Okay, cool. So here's the list of filters now. And let's apply their content. So this is could be a filter object. So the text is gonna be a string resource with the text being item dot name. Actually name res. Okay, yeah, and we're not gonna hard code this icon. We're just gonna use whatever it is we have here. All right, let's try this out. Yep, that looks good. Good, we have the different icons now. And while they're not one-to-one the same as the designs, it's the closest thing I have. So I'm wondering if they are too small, but I think it's okay. Okay, cool. So let's get started on the appearance of these. I wanna see. I wanna find out which of these is the color that's supposed to be used for the selected state and the non-selected state. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to open Photoshop again, so I'm gonna redirect you to my face for a brief second here. Okay, I do not have these colors. At least the selected color, I don't. Alright, so I have... So we have header card background 1. Let's do highlighted section. And we do color from hex, just because it's easier, and then I'm gonna plop this in here. So the other one should be light gray. I'm switching back over in a second here. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's go back to Android Studio. So I have updated the light gray value and I've introduced the highlighted section. Let's introduce another variable for non-highlighted section. I wonder if there's like an analogy for color state list in Compose. Oh. Okay. Cool. What is applying? Oh, here. Okay, this is it. Okay, this is the background. This is going to be my colors dot, well, non-highlighted section. I guess now it depends on is this section highlighted or not. Let's do all of it in gray for now. Okay, yeah, so they're all gray now. Pretty uneventful, they're all gray. Okay, let's introduce state in here. So this is a big block, at least like trying to wrap my head around this mentally. So state in Compose, I guess. So I have this horizontal section and a section may or may not have a notion of a selected item or not a selected item, pretty much. So if we go to the design, we can see the list of filters has a difference between the things that are selected and non-selected. So we have green for the selected item, and we have gray for anything that isn't selected. But below, this is the same component, but these things don't have a notion of that. They look the same, no matter what. So now I'm wondering if I should like code-wise, if I should add logic to horizontal section that handles this selection thing. I remember back in the day with list view, we had different selection types. So there was like single selection, multi-selection, and you could just specify that as a property on the list view. I'm wondering if something like this would be feasible here. To just tell the horizontal section if it should keep track of state at all, of selection at all. Or maybe I just do it. Okay, maybe I do it a bit different. Okay, hold on. It's time to refactor this. So I'm gonna move out the horizontal section into its own composable function. So this is the horizontal section for the where do you want to go. So this is gonna be the filter section. Filters section. Okay, let's move this out. Goes below here. Okay, let's put this here. Do I need anything from the outside? I do not. Actually, might as well keep the tradition here and give it modifier. I don't think it exposes it, so might as well do that. So modifier equals modifier. And then this is gonna be the lowercase modifier. Oh, no. Hold on. Here. Okay, so you can style it if you want to. Okay, and then below here we would have the, what is it? Top picks. We'd have the top picks section, and then below that we would have popular place. We would have popular place section. Popular places. Let's do all of them in plural. I'm actually going to add these functions just so that we have the titles show up. Okay, so composable top picks. And popular places section. And each of these are gonna emit a horizontal section with their own title. And then while I'm at it, I'm gonna remove the hard-coded strings from this file. So I have start section filters. Start section header filters. Where do you want to go? And then we have start section header top picks. And this says, as per the design, top traveler picks. And then we have another one. We all DJ Khaled up in here for popular picks. And that's gonna be, oh, popular places, actually. And that's just gonna say popular, the design says popular place, but I kind of want to change that to places. Okay, so now I can replace this with string resource call to this thing. And then I'm gonna do the same here. This title is gonna be string resource for top picks. Items just gonna be an empty list of string. I don't care about it just yet. And here, oh, what's this? I I think this is where you'd encapsulate like a scope object, like section scope or something. I'm gonna peek in one of the samples in a second, but for now, just gonna oblige by the contract that's given to me here. String resource. That's popular places. Items is another empty list of string. And then we have index item. Okay, that should compile, and let's see if these 3 sections now show up correctly. This commented out coil block here, we're gonna need that later for like top picks, so I'm gonna move it down here. So this makes the start screen content really tidy, which I like. It's now really concise, and it differs and delegates to these other composables that actually handle the emission of views. Okay, they're not indented. It looks like this. Oh, yeah, okay. That is because the content padding here. Do I want to specify that all the time? Yeah, maybe I do. I wonder what makes the margin between where do you want to go and the header card, what makes that appear? Because the 2 sections on the bottom are really packed together. There's no spacer below the header. I wonder. So if I remove the filters section, will that do anything? I want to see if top traveler picks is now nudged just underneath the header. It is. Okay, so it is the filter section who governs its own padding vertically. Okay. Let's see how. I mean, we do have content padding. But I thought content padding was just applied horizontally. Oh. I see. Okay. It's not applied just on horizontal side. So the text itself gets it as padding. And this version of padding just applies it all around on all 4 sides. And that makes it indent itself vertically as well. Not sure I want that in the long run, but for now, that's fine by me. So I'm gonna make sure that content padding is set to site padding for all of these, and looking at the design, the spacing between the different section items is the same for all of the 3 sections that we have. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna say site padding is 24 dips. I'm gonna say that section child padding is, how much was it? 12? Yeah, 12 dips. Okay. And then I'm gonna replace this with section child padding and copy this into here and into here. And now re-enabling the filter section, we should have some vertical spacing akin to this design as well. So let's see what this looks like. Of course, we won't see the images just yet for sections 2 and 3, but it should have something. Yeah, exactly. That's what I wanted. Okay. Yeah, looking good, looking good. I don't mind the small icons as much anymore either. I mean, they're still too small, and I gotta figure out a way to make that change. But if Compose has a bug or an outstanding feature request there, I don't want to move away from vector resources, and that's why I'm going to keep using them like this. Also, the icons in the first section here, they're a bit too small, but honestly, it's okay for now. All right, so I have two choices. I could go after the state and selection thing for the section that we already have, or I fill up the second and third sections with actual images, which I feel like might be the better option. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna keep streaming. I just wanted to like hop in, just like chill Sunday afternoon and just get in an hour or two of work. And I think I'm gonna fill up the 2 hours. I'm gonna maybe do another half hour or so. And I think that I'd be better off doing more visual work and getting these images to show rather than dealing with state and like logic, because I think I need to read up a lot of stuff for that before this is feasible for me. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go back to Android Studio, remove visor. Let's build some image composables. Right, so the first one, the top traveler picks one. Actually, I will move back to the browser just for a bit. I want to see this in detail. So we have an image. It's a clipped image, like it has rounded corners, just like everything else on the screen. Look to be the same kind of curvature on the edges as the filters have. So I can reuse one of the shapes that I defined. And then it's really just a image in the background. Has a certain aspect ratio to it. It's not quite square. It's a bit taller than it is wide. And then we have the stars, star rating out of 5. We have I wonder how this would lay out itself for really long names, because this fits nicely in one line. Even Killing King Beach, that fits. I wonder what happens if that's a longer name, if that should break, probably. Gotta figure something out there. And then below that we have just a plain icon and then the location name next to it. This shouldn't be too difficult. Let's do that. Okay, so we're going to go into the top picks section here. And in here, again, this is the child content for top picks section. This is called for every item in that section. So we're gonna render an image, and then on top of it, we have a column, like bottom aligned column. I think that's all we need to do. Now, I remember that stack is deprecated now. Stack was renamed to box. Okay. So this is Alpha 4, latest version, and stack was renamed to box. So well, that replacement didn't work. Okay, so box. Wait, what? So this is also deprecated. All box parameters have been removed. Use. Wait, now I'm confused. Don't I use box somewhere else here? Yeah. Oh. I didn't see that. It's such a small word. I didn't know that. I didn't see that it's like crossed out. So let me read that again. Box is deprecated. All box parameters have been removed and gravity has been renamed to alignment. Use modifier background, modifier border, and modifier padding instead. Also, box has been moved to compose foundation layout and that should be used instead. Okay, so I'm gonna import the other box. Well, where's the old one? Thing is, I have a star import for both. Okay, maybe star import is not what I want here. Where's box here? So this. And then, yeah, this does not have these params anymore. Okay, hold on. I'm starting to get it more now. Okay, so this has all been removed, and I should use background, border, and padding. And gravity has been renamed to alignment. Well, dang it. Okay, so this is foundation layout. Box KT. Oh! Okay, here's one that doesn't still work. Okay, so it has... Okay. So I think I'm gonna have to use this constructor here. It takes in a modifier, an alignment, and the children. Alright. And the others I can express through whatever's said in the deprecation message. Okay, let's try that. So this has been renamed to alignment. Modifier still the same, and I don't use anything else. Yeah, now it's using this one here. And now I can see this source too. That's nice. Okay. Right, and then anything else was removed. What was there? Like background color, border. Okay, that's all not used anymore. Okay, cool. Right, so I do still need this here. So we could have alignment and modifier. So I guess I want to see, can I use modifier background with an image? No, I can't. Okay. Wait, how do I use this then? I just have to give it a modifier like this? Okay, so the old one matches this version too. Okay, well then, scope? Can I do it like this? No. Dang it. I'm gonna do alignment center. I don't think it's needed, but it's okay. So in here, we put the image in the background, and then on top of that, we plop in a column. So I'm gonna revive this coil image block. I've added the coil dependency through accompanist to be able to just plop in this image here. We have item. An item is currently just a string, but it's going to be a place. And it's gonna fill max width, aspect ratio 1:3. All right, so now I am wondering. The box should define the aspect ratio. So it should have something like preferred height. I don't know, let's do maybe 160 dip. Can be, this could be way too much, but. And then let's try aspect ratio. And I'm not sure, is this with regards to the width or the height? Attempts to size the content to match a specified aspect ratio by trying to match one of the incoming constraints in the following order: max width, max height, min width, min height. Okay, in that case, I'm probably gonna do max height. have the content fill the max height of the incoming measurement constraints by setting the max. I'm gonna fill max width, I think. But what's fraction gonna do? Does that work? No, that's not it. Okay, let's do. I'm just gonna try with the preferred width for now, and then I'm gonna use aspect ratio. So this is supposed to be from 0 to positive infinity. So I guess this is just a the normal kind of thing you would think about for aspect ratio. So like 16 by 9, for instance. So it is in terms of the width. So I want this to be taller than it is wide. So in that case, let me grab a quick screenshot of this. And I'm really not psyched about the fact that the design has like this rotation to it, meaning that I have to now go into Photoshop and actually like unrotate this. So let's see. Just when I get a quick, yeah, that's good enough, I think. Okay, so let us try. Okay, so this is 361 by 456. All right. What's the ratio on that? All right, that's 0.79. 0.792, whatever. All right, might as well get rid of this. Okay, so I guess I can do this. And then the box should have a preferred width of 160 dips. And then the aspect ratio should make it so that that value is 0.792 times its height. So it's going to be a bit taller than 160, maybe like 180, 190-ish. So let's see. I'm going to remove this aspect ratio from the image. I'm going to say just fill it. Fill max size. I'm going to say content crop. Maybe coil image has something to like crop it, because I want to, yeah, content scale, that's the one. All right, content scale, I guess, is what I want. Crop. Because I want to fill it up. I need to cut off the edges. So I have to... Does this have shape? No. Okay, so I gotta do it here. I gotta clip with whatever shape I was using for the filter. Shapes medium, looks like. Okay, material, theme, shapes, medium. And then the data is going to be the image URL. So I did prepare a couple of places. So in here I have some. I'm just gonna, for testing, just gonna use that first URL. And the next step would be replacing this with actually the real places. But for now, I'm just gonna use list of test so that there's one item emitted. And I want to see if this is a coil image with that specific aspect ratio. there we go. It's not the same image as in the design, but that's all right. I do see that this now doesn't work anymore. So the filters were like I broke the filters by moving to this version of box. Yeah, which I guess makes sense because it's not a box anymore, right? It's a column, because these things have to be laid out below each other. It's an icon first, then a spacer, then a text. So it doesn't make sense to use box here. And then column does not have alignment. Well, it has vertical alignment, so maybe I just use that. Okay, arrangement. Center. Okay. And then this has alignment. This is now in alignment? That's so confusing, dude. No, it's not. It's alignment start. But, huh? But why? So vertical, oh, it is also called vertical arrangement and horizontal alignment. So alignment horizontal. Okay, so there is center horizontally. That's what I need to use. That is really confusing, I think. Okay, let's try that. I guess you just gotta get used to it or something like that, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, it's back. Okay, that makes sense. I didn't use the right tool for the job. Box was not the thing to use here. But for this new image on the bottom, it is the right tool. Because it's a pretty bright image that I'm using here. But we'll see if it works. So I'm wondering if this is too... It might need to be a bit bigger. Because like for the design it works. To put like a word as long as killing King Beach on this image, but I'm not sure if I could make that fit on this image here. I think I'm gonna have to extrapolate the design into a more realistic use case where different phones are gonna have different amounts of space. So I'm gonna increase this a tiny bit. So I'm gonna go back here and I'm gonna say 180 maybe. Is that a multiple of 4? Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah, 180. It's going to be a bit taller than 2. And I'm just going to use that. So we have coil image, and it works great. It just worked out of the box, which is awesome. And on top of this, I'm in the box. On top of this, I'm going to go with a column, which is bottom aligned. So modifier... just bottom aligned. Again, doesn't work. This alignment is still so confusing to me. Maybe this is what vertical arrangement is supposed to be doing. So arrangement bottom. I'm gonna read up the docs again for vertical arrangement. The vertical arrangement of the layout's children. That doesn't really tell me much. What is an arrangement and how is it different from an alignment? Used to specify the arrangement of the layout's children in row or column in the main axis direction. But how's that different from alignment? Isn't alignment the same thing? Well, I'm gonna accept that this is maybe what I want. So I don't think I need to give it any more for now. Preferred size, I don't need that. Background, I don't need that. Let's just do it. Let's just emit a text here. I want to see text will be just item. Test beach. So I want to see if this will of course not be padded now. I just want to see this stuck to the bottom of the screen of the item of the image. Okay, interestingly enough, it is stuck to the center. That might be because the alignment of the box is center. Maybe that is what's happening here. So do I use bottom then to... Okay, so this doesn't work again. Maybe I don't use an alignment here. Maybe I make the column itself, arrange it itself somehow. Okay, now it's stuck to the top start, so I guess the box does dictate in a way how to outline, or like how to position its children. But how do I... So what alignment do I then use? Well, there's bottom start, which is kind of the combination. So I guess it's this one then. I want this one, but because now by default it's top start, and this thing is stuck to the top left edge. So I'm guessing that this is what I want. Okay, and it's got to be padded, of course. So a column will get a modifier of padding. Not too much, 8 dips or something. Arrangement is... I have actually no idea if this is needed because the box itself aligns it already. So let me actually emit 2 items here. I want to see if they're shown beneath each other. Alright, looks like that's the case. Okay, so we'll now add the 3 components to this item, to this cell, which is going to be the rating bar, then the title, and then the location. All right. Cool. So at the top we'll have the star rating bar. Then we'll have just a plain text, which is the title. And then we have the location text. And location text is the icon, and then the another text. Just so that we have this visible, I want to see if I can't. Let me actually try and plop this on the side here, so that we have the thing that we're working on in view at all times. Because I don't need chat right now visible on screen. So I might as well do it like this. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'm gonna move it a bit higher though. Yeah, I think this is alright. Okay. So We'll have that visible at all times, unless I click on it and make it go away. Okay. Yeah, it's a bit annoying that this design rotated the screen, but yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's leave it at that. All right. So we have the star rating bar. I'm gonna helpers. I'm gonna put this down here. So this is a composable function called star rating bar. This is going to get a value. It's going to get a float value, and it's going to be in the range. It's going to be in float range of between 0 and 5. Because you rate the place between 0 and 5 stars, and then depending on that, based on that, it will render, like it will always render 5 stars, but it will do a kind of like render the actual stars in yellow, and then the stars you don't have, it'll render those in white. So I have this and this. Oh, I gotta name them right. From and then 2. And then this is not gonna do much else for now. Is this float? No, it's double. Okay. Right. So this is just going to emit. I'm not sure how I want to build these just yet, so I'm just gonna build a row and then emit the icon 5 times, which is highly how do you say, unperformant, I suppose, but it's fine for now. So I will have star icon. It's gonna be a vector resource of our drawable star. And then I'm just going to, this is really clunky. Just gonna emit this thing 5 times to do. And then based on the value, it'll color in or tint in some of them in yellow and then some not. I might actually do something like, I might render a fully yellow rectangle, like filled rectangle in yellow, and then I'm gonna clip it, like I'm gonna basically take a cookie cutter and like clip it with 5 stars. And then it's gonna be a white rectangle, a yellow rectangle which is not as white unless you have 5 stars, and the width is gonna depend on how much out of 5 that star rating is. And then these 2 things are gonna be clipped with the stars. I think that's how I'm gonna build this star rating bar, but I'm not gonna do that today. Okay, just render that 5 times. They're gonna be stuck together, but I don't care. That's okay. I'm just gonna give this 4 stars right now. That's okay. Now I'm gonna do the location text, which gets a like text, I suppose. Actually, refactor this. Okay, I'm just gonna emit whatever it is right here. And then also this is also gonna be a row, of course. And then in here I emit an icon, which is the map marker icon. It's gonna be vector resource of map marker, yeah. And then the text next to it. This is not going to be according to the design yet. I just want to plop in the real basic structures. And then next stream, we're going to refine. So let's see. All right, moment of truth. Yeah, okay. It's all in black, but it works. The icon will have to change its size, of course. It's too big now. We need the different typefaces, different text color. Maybe need to do something about the brightness of the image. So maybe I'm gonna do a gradient behind so that it's getting darker on the bottom, so that we are safe to use white text on the bottom. Like white text on this beach image would not look good. Like it works in the design, but on here, gotta prepare this for different content. So I guess the only thing right now before I'm gonna wind down for the day is going to be just testing more stuff. Let's just try this with 3 items next to each other, and then when I see this, I am going to, yeah, call it a day. All right, here it is. Yeah, works out of the box with the scrolling, of course, because it's the same component that we use to power the filters. Looks good. Test beach, another beach. All right, cool. Well then, I'm gonna leave it at that. This was episode 2 of my Jetpack Compose exploration, and I'm hoping to stream again tomorrow, maybe? Not sure. Sometime next week, anyway. I have some new hardware on the way. I ordered a cable with which I can hopefully connect my DSLR for better non-webcam quality video. So that's fun. It's supposed to arrive on Tuesday, I think. So yeah, we'll see. All right, that's it. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.